What is up, my YouTubers? So I just rocked up to the gym and I have time to kill because I've got a phone call with the doctor to see if I can get an MRI for my lower back. I did my bulge discs in 2009 and every year they've like played up, slipped up. And 2020 was the last time it happened. And I fixed it by not wearing a belt and by strengthening my core. So last year I did a trap bar deadlift, and I never do deadlifts anymore. And I decided to do a trap bar deadlift, and maybe like the first rep, I felt like my back sort of went hollow and felt a little weird, hard to explain. Kept going. Anyway, next day I was a bit stiff, nothing too hectic. And ever since then, it hasn't been the same since. Sometimes I'll get out of bed and I'm stiff as for like 3 minutes. If I go to the beach, lay on the sand, I'll be stiff as for like, 2 or 3 minutes. So I figured it's time to get a scan to see what's actually going on and what's the problem. So that's what's happening. And with that, I'm going to talk about something not a lot of people talk about, and that is regressive overload, not progressive overload. So many people are just trying to lift more every session, reps, weight, whatever it is. Their form gets sloppy. Their form turns into powerlifting. They're arching their back. They're retracting their scapulars. They're like it's horrendous. And you look at the people who are doing that, and they're pretty strong, but they're not that big. And I've seen it everywhere. It makes sense that they're not getting any bigger if this is all they're chasing, if they're compromising form, just using their joints more and not having tension on the muscle and just tension on the joints. Regressive overload, the new word. So instead of always trying to focus on lifting heavier, maybe pick one exercise where you're doing that. The rest, just keep in good form. And that means, so 1 week you do X weight, whatever. Next week, here's a challenge. Do the same weight and just do better form. The next week, do it again, but better form. And really control the weight. You should be able to stop at any point in time and pause. That's how much control you should have, in my opinion. 3-second negative with your breathing, expanding your rib cage, and then flexing on the way out. Sounds all hocus pocus, but you'll see much prettier physique and more aesthetic physique than blocky, squished with pooch belly, just focusing on getting stronger everywhere. If you notice, the nicest looking bodybuilders are not really focused on this. You know, look at Serge Nabray, he did 20 reps of things, and that's a lot of time and attention. You know, all this heavy stuff. I used to do heavy weight, of course. But if you look and watch my videos, look at how much tension I have on the muscle. I'm at least doing 3 or 4 second negatives when I'm going that heavy. So almost higher reps makes you have more focus on time under tension control. I don't mean pink dumbbells, time under tension. I mean just good form. 3 or 4 second negatives, like I said, really bettering your form. I can't say it enough. A lot of it is a compressed look, if that makes any sense. Think of a squashed frog, and you'll see blown out waists. You know, they're big, but they're not pretty to look at. And yeah, I've sort of figured all this out kind of recently and listened to Jonathan Warren about it all. So shout out to him once again. And yeah, I think you all can learn a big lesson from this if you're watching. Like I said, stop focusing on getting strong at every session. Just focus on better form, better contractions, better connection, and a rule of thumb, you should be able to feel the muscle working and get somewhat of a pump. If you can't feel like a little pump, even a little pump, then you're probably just stacking all your joints, not the muscle. Stop pushing from A to B and start putting intent and focus on what muscle needs to be worked. Anyway, that's enough from me. Peace out. Summertime sadness?
No, it's all the what are the New Year's resolution is already failed already.